I get a lot of people asking me how we were blessed to walk away from corporate America in our early 30s. Well, listen, I don't want to keep that a secret. I want to share it with the world. And so maybe you're listening to this podcast and you're trying to figure out, how do I even get started on my journey of entrepreneurship and getting to a level of freedom? Well, text the word freedom to 737 777 9909. Enter your information in, and we look forward to sharing some information with you. A proven system with small overhead, right? That you can do part-time, spare time, right from the comfort of your home, and have amazing mentors, coaches, and a community of entrepreneurs who are willing to support you and help you on your journey to freedom. Welcome to Code Freedom. I'm your host, Eddie Bales. Have you ever felt stuck? Have you ever felt like there's got to be more than life than the reality that you see every day? Tune in weekly, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays as we crack the codes to freedom in every area of your life. Welcome to Code Freedom. This is your host, Eddie Bales, and this is episode 205. And today we're going to talk about being extraordinary. And why that's important is because if we're going to be free, we want to be extraordinary. Because I'll just, put it this way. Having freedom is extraordinary because most people don't have freedom. And so you're going to be a part of the 3%, the 5%, the 1% class by having that freedom. And look, remember, it doesn't mean that you have to be super duper rich to be free, but you just have to have certain things set up, i.e., passive income greater than your expenses, to have that freedom that you want. And by the way, on this podcast, we talk about freedom in every area of your life. So right now, I'm talking about financially, but freedom is everything because it would be a shame to have freedom in the area of finance, but to not have it in your relationship, to feel like you're bound in your relationship, to feel like you're bound in your health, right? Like you got the money, but you're sick all the time. That would be a miserable life. So that's why we're talking about being extraordinary. And in order to be extraordinary, we have to do things that are ordinary in an extra way, right? That's extraordinary, right? To do things that are ordinary in an extra way. What do I mean by that? Well, here's what I mean. I simply mean, like, I'll just give you an example. Right now, it is October, and we have 3 more months left in 2022. And most people will say, hey, you know what? I'm going to just wait till 2023. We're just going to give it a whole nother start, and we're just going to go hard, and we're just going to turn it up. We're just going to make it happen next year. So I'm just going to kind of coast these next 3 months, and then I'm going to just start fresh, start brand new. But there's an extraordinary person that says, no, we're going to get a head start on 2023. We're going to make sure that 2022 closes with a bang, and we're going to take it to another level now. We're going to take the bull by the horns, and we are going to make sure that our today is secure for our what we do today is securing our future. And so that's the extraordinary person. The extraordinary person is the one that does one more push up, or that says, look, I'm going to do more than what the average person do. I'm going to read 10 more pages of a good book. Or by the way, I'm just going to read a book, period, because we know that most people are not reading at all. Right? So being extraordinary is simple. Think of it this way. You got two paths. Most people are going down one path. You decide, hey, I'm not going down that path. I'm going down a whole nother path because, let's just be honest, most of the people who are going down that path, they are not. I'm not. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about everybody, but for the most part, there are people who maybe just don't like their life. They don't like the way things are set up. They don't like. They're not living their purpose. They're not fulfilled. They're not healthy. They're not growing in their spiritual life. The relationships may not be where they want it to be. And so I'm not saying that going down the other road, you're going to have it perfect and everything is just going to be peachy king and great. That's not what I'm saying. But you give yourself an advantage because you decided to do something different than the masses. You decided to to maybe go to marriage counseling, or you decided to get a personal trainer, or find some kind of a health mentor, or you decide to do something different. Like, hey, everyone else is saying, hey, we're going to do this, but you decided, hey, no, I'm going to do this, and this is going to be the thing that's going to help me to be free in that area. And so, in the next coming weeks, we're going to have different people on to kind of share their experiences with all of these areas of freedom, by the way. So I want you to know, stay locked in, stay dialed in. But in this episode, we're just talking about being extraordinary in the sense of doing more, doing extra, doing something different, just stepping out of the box, right? you know Having, creating your own lifestyle instead of just taking the lifestyle that we're given, deciding that we're going to do something different so that we can have something different. Hey, you may even decide that you may want to just go down a completely different path than your family, your parents. Like your whole family were lawyers, and you decide, you know what, I don't want to be a lawyer. Or your whole family were doctors, or your whole family, I don't know. But all I'm saying is, to give yourself an opportunity to be extraordinary. Hey, even as a parent, you want to be an extraordinary parent. What does that mean? It means, hey, that you do the things that others don't, so you can have tomorrow what others won't. That's it. It's going the extra mile. It's having maybe college already paid for your kids before they even turn 16, because you were disciplined about some things on the front end, like at birth, right? And so it's so many different factors. There's so many different things that you can be extraordinary in. You decide where you're going to be extraordinary, even just in your communication, your relationships. Like, from a standpoint of, you decide that you're going to stand out. You're going to be a difference maker. There's this book called The Purple Cow, and it's a marketing book, but the title has always intrigued me, because I mean, look, you don't the purple cow is going to stand out outside of everyone else. And so you want to be that purple cow. You want to be the one that, and I'm not saying to stand out to get attention, but what I'm saying is to be the one that other people can say, hey, that person is an example. That person is doing it. That person is doing something different, and now you become a person of influence, because you've separated yourself. You set yourself apart from what others are doing, and now you get a chance to put yourself in position to live a different quality of life. So, in this episode, again, we're just talking about being extraordinary. We're just talking about being a little bit different than the norm. Right? It's deciding that we want something different and better for ourselves and for our family. Because guess what? You deserve it. You deserve to have a different life. Life is what we all have, and style is the way we choose to live it. Are we going to just live a life, or are we going to have a lifestyle? Every episode we talk about stretching ourselves and growing ourselves and becoming better. And I get it. You're busy, you're on the go. You don't always have time to stop and maybe read a book. Well, listen, I got the perfect thing for you. You're probably familiar with Audible. Audible is an audiobook service from Amazon, and they offer the world's biggest selection of books. I'm talking any book that I've recommended, and I've recommended a lot. You can get that book and you can listen to it on the go while you're in the car. Why not turn your car into Drive Time University? And for listening to this podcast, you can get your first 30 days free on us. So go to audibletrial.com/code freedom. That's audibletrial.com/code freedom. And we'll also put that in the show notes. Thinking, guys, is just that we want to make sure that we live extraordinary. The whole goal of being free and having freedom is to have an extraordinary life. Is to live life in such a way where you can look back and say, man, I gave it everything I had. Because you've heard the saying that most of our, the most expensive real estate is is in the grave, because there are a lot of people in the grave who didn't they died with their dreams inside of them. They died with their treasures inside of them. And so we want to be the one that just leaves it all on the field and says, look, I'm gonna be willing to take some risks. And you guys know the only risk is not taking a risk at all. So you're willing to take risks. You're willing to do more. You're willing to stretch yourself. You're willing to get uncomfortable. You're willing to do the thing that others are not doing, as I mentioned, so that you can have what others are not having. So God bless you guys. This is episode 205. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you all on the next one. Take care. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for listening. Definitely feel free to take a screenshot of this episode, tag me in it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you find me on social media. I would love to give you a shout out. Hey, you might even get a prize. Who knows? But excited that you had a chance to take a listen. I hope you got a lot of value. And definitely feel free to give us 5 stars as well as a review. Show us some love, and we appreciate you. God bless you all, and see you all over the top.